Hey, you beautiful beings. Welcome to Empowered Human with Nina Garcia. I am your host, and you are listening to the Throwback episodes. Yeah, I have officially taken a pause on creating new episodes for the podcast so that I can focus on writing the book. It became very clear that while I have loved doing the podcast, I'm getting these episodes out every week to you all piecemeal. I was like, no more, no more. You all were like, please, can you get us all those skills and tools, Nina, in one area so that we can do the empowered human journey, so that we can really see what it's like from start to finish, to which I say, yes, absolutely. Let me get this to you. Yes. So what you're going to be hearing is this. You're going to be hearing throwback episodes from all 6 seasons, okay? It's not going to be every episode, so don't freak out on me yet. But it is going to be some of the episodes that were highlighted, that were popular, that we think, maybe you all missed and we want to bring it back. You're going to be hearing throwback episodes, and I am going to be listening along with you. I too want to hear about the journey and experience the journey that I had as we moved from Triggered Can We Play With That, the original podcast, all the way to Empowered Human with Nina Garcia. So you're going to hear personal stories. You're going to hear interviews. You're going to be given skills in every episode. Yes, you're going to be given tools in every episode for you to become skilled in. It is totally up to you whether you want to listen. If it's not the episode for you, skip to the next week, right? You just take what works for you, leave what doesn't. And if there's some stuff you're curious about, why don't you just go ahead and put that on the shelf? The podcast has always been about putting resources in the hands of people without needing to pay for it, right? And so this is no different. Even with these throwback episodes, what you're going to hear is this. We're going through, just as I said, you're going to still hear me talk at the beginning of each episode, letting you know, hey, we've had a transition. You're going to hear the original intro to the episode. You're going to hear the show music, and then you're going to hear the full original episode. This could mean that dates are off, that times are off, that people are talked about, that may no longer be in our lives, right? Just be aware of that. At the very end of the episode, you're going to see this face again come back to remind you that it was a throwback episode and to maybe offer you some adventure challenges as you move from week to week, right? Though the format of the episode did change over the years that we've done this podcast, the value is still there. So if you like something, definitely hit me up on Instagram at DramaTherapist Nina and be like, Nina, I love that throwback episode about XYZ thing. Yes, fill in the blank with that. Let me know. And if there's something that you're looking for in the meantime, also hit me up on Instagram at DramaTherapist Nina and let me know. Otherwise, stay curious and enjoy the ride, folks. I'll be right along there with you. Welcome to Empowered Human, the dramatically playful podcast that invites you to heal humanity, the one within you, me, and the world at large. I'm your host, drama therapist, empowerment specialist, and not to mention empowered human, Nina Garcia, and I'm so stoked you're joining me on the journey. Every Wednesday, you are invited to explore transforming from powered to empowered with genuinely human stories of courageous existence, healing from invalidation, and truly belonging to you. So wherever you are on the spectrum, from empowerment curious to empowered human ambassador, this podcast is designed to humanize. Get ready to lean into your edge, heal your worldview, and finally belong to you. This is Empowered Human. Today's question was again from a listener, an audience member, and the question was this: aside from monetary wealth, what are some wonderful ways to create, nourish, and live a rich and abundant life? Now, I really appreciate the way that this question is worded because it actually has multiple parts, right? How do I create, nourish, and live a rich and abundant life? And so we are going to break that down. My answer in a nutshell, before we even dive in, is going to be you have to have an awareness of what does not feel rich and abundant. That is the first step that I would say to creating, nourishing, and living a rich and abundant life. We need awareness first of what doesn't feel so rich and abundant. Yeah? Yeah. So grab a journal or a really good friend to dialogue with about what comes up for you in this episode. You know, we're going to be exploring it a little bit more. I'm going to give you some adventure challenges before you end this episode. But for now, you know, I'm so curious. You ready to play? Let's go ahead and take a breath on in. Moving your body and exhaling however you need to in order to show up and be present for this upcoming episode, which is, of course, going to be short and sweet. I know the holidays is busy, y'all, but I wanted to give you a tool that you could use and take with you. So again, the question that we're exploring, that we're playing with here is like, how do I create, nourish, and live this rich and abundant life, Nina? I want to feel wealthy in many ways, shapes, and forms, right? And the question very specifically was like, not monetary wealth, right? So I want to offer you this diagram. Yes, I want you to imagine that it's a pyramid here. And I will ask my assistant if we can just put it in the show notes so you can actually see what the self-actualization pyramid looks like. But I'm going to explain it to you here, yeah? The very base of the pyramid is self-awareness, okay? On top of self-awareness is self-knowledge. On top of self-knowledge is self-realization. And then at the very tippy top, you've got self-actualization, yeah? And so in order to be this self-actualized, aligned, authentic individual who's totally green zone up here, right? We're not looking for perfection, right? But that we can be in greater alignment really shouldn't be a question, right? Usually we can, right? There's something we can do to make things even 1% better. So if we're trying to get to that self-actualized part at the beginning, living that rich and abundant life, we've got to start with self-awareness at the bottom. What is not rich and abundant? And I really want you to step into the story here. And I want you to ask yourself, get out a pen and paper or notes on your phone if you need to. What is not so rich and abundant in your life? Do you have an awareness of that? Because what I'll hear from most people who come in and they're at this point is they're like, you know, I know that something is off. The universe is out to get me. Other people are out to get me. Just things are all wrong. And it's because it's me and I just don't fit. And right, all of this chaos, but all of this chaos that makes it sound like you have no control. It's the universe's fault. This is the way the world works. This is how other people treat me, right? It gives you no agency. And so if you are in that position or are familiar with someone who's in that position where they feel like things are so off in their life, but they don't have any control, what I would actually invite you in to consider is, what if you just don't have an awareness of the control that is possible? What if you are missing an awareness as to control that you could have? What if it's right there in front of you, but you cannot see it because it is hidden by a curtain, hidden by a wall, hidden by fill in the blank, right? What if the world is not out to get you and you have a little bit more control and agency than you might have thought possible before? That's what I first want you to imagine, right? Just what if we imagined that we could give you the skills and tools to actually create change in your life, okay? That's the first thing. You say, okay, well, Nina, you've said it's possible. It's possible, okay. How do I develop this awareness bit? Once you know what is not well in your world, what does not feel rich and abundant. And I literally, do not just think about this, friends. Do not just think about this. Pen to paper or type it into notes in your phone, iPad, whatever it is that you got going on out there, right? Put it down on paper, get it out of your head and put it down on paper, even if it's digital paper. What is it that is off in your life? That is the first part of the self-awareness bit. I want you to write out, this is what's off. My relationship is off. And be specific about that, right? Is it romantic? Is it workship? Is it situationship? Is it friendship? Is it with your child? Is it with your animals? Is it with yourself, right? What is it that is off? Is it your work life? Is it your relationship with nature? I mean, y'all can get as specific as you want, but do own your truth, right? Like, let's not hide it anymore. If you are not living a rich and abundant life, and again, we're not talking money here, emotionally, spiritually, physically, right? Psychologically, mentally, right? All of these things, right? Some of these things I'm repeating, forgive me, y'all. But if you are not living a rich and abundant life, write down what is off. Now you have an awareness of what could be changed. Write it down out of your head into your body, get it onto paper, even if it's digital. Okay. So that's your first step, your self-awareness. You got to know what is it that could possibly be changed, right? You have to have an awareness of it. So now that you have an awareness of it, the next step is going to be self-knowledge, because you can tell me, well, Nina, now I have an awareness of discomfort. I have an awareness of exactly what is off in my life. And I'm going to say, my hat is off to you, check mark. What is next? And you're going to turn to me and say, I need to know, Nina, I need the self-knowledge piece. I need to know what I can do to change it. Well, now that you know what's off, we can start creating a game plan. What is it that's possible that we could change? What is it that's possible that we could reach out for support on? What is it that's possible? But just because we know now that it is possible to change what we are aware of, it does not mean that you will do it. You can know what it is you need to do. And when people are at this phase, here's what I hear them say: Nina, I know what it is that I need to do. I just don't know why I can't do it. Like, why am I not doing it? Right? Some of you will say, I know what it is I need to do, but I don't have the resources to do it. Yeah? You picking up what I'm putting down out there? Is this feeling familiar, y'all? This is so human. Yes? It's so human. So if you're in that self-knowledge phase, I want you to explore that. What do you know? Get that knowledge going. But the next step up is your self-realization. Okay, this is your tier 3. Self-realization is all about realizing things in your life. It's about committing to action. Yes, taking action. So when you realize something, you say, I am now going to commit to doing XYZ thing, fill in the blank here, because I know that this is an option to change what I am now aware of in my life that is off. This is how we make it happen. When you get to that self-realization phase, right, or a tier, whatever you want to call it, yes, it is about committing to doing it once, but then it's about practicing doing it. And after you've practiced doing it enough, and it should be beneficial for you, right? You should be helping you to feel like you're living a richer, more abundant life, right? Once you have done this, you will get to a point of maintenance. You will be maintaining those skills. That is like the golden money zone. That's where I want my clients to get to, yo. Know what I'm picking up? Yes. Are you picking up what I'm putting down here? Okay. So that is what I want you to be able to take with you, is this sort of pyramid, right? If we want to get to self-actualization of saying, I live a rich and abundant life. That is my life. That's the way it is, period. Then we've got to start with self-awareness, self-knowledge, and then move into that self-realization. Yes. To get back really quickly to the original question, right? It was, how do I create, nourish, and live? Do you now see why those 3 pieces fit into this pyramid so well? If you want to create something, you have to have an awareness of what it is you even want to create. You got to know what's off, and then know, right? You've got to know, what is it that I could create, that I could change? Commit to that, right? Nourish that so that you can actually live that life once you've practiced and maintained it. This is how we create, nourish, and live rich and abundant lives in the empowered human world, right? We're always thinking about that self-actualization pyramid. Empowered humans are very much about owning their truth without oppressing themselves, and also without oppressing other people, right? I get to live my most vibrant personal, professional life. I get to be my most vibrant self, and I don't need to put somebody else down to do it, right? So when you are out there thinking back to this question, how do I create, nourish, and live a rich and abundant life? I hope that you are thinking, what do I need awareness on? Am I at the knowledge piece yet? Am I at realization, so that eventually I can say I am an actualized individual, right? That I am living a vibrant life consistently. It doesn't mean perfectly. We're not robots, right? We're not. But good enough. I want it to be good enough for you, for me, and for the world at large. Yeah? Yeah. So I do like to offer adventure challenges, and today's episode will be no different. So adventure challenges actually always happen in those 3 tiers. The first tier that I offer to you is, can you think about self-awareness? The second tier is self-knowledge. And then I say, here's your self-realization challenge. For today, if you're going to be exploring adventure challenges in the next week, right before the upcoming episode of 2024, what? I can't believe it. Okay, I'm back. Quick break for a sec. If Empowered Human is offering you something valuable about courage, healing, belonging, or love at your core, you may want to work with me. in particular, if you know of or identify as a high achieving man, and I say this quite seriously because if you don't, I'm going to drive you up a friggin' wall. High achiever that has leveled up in every arena except your relationship with yourself or your relationships with others. Visit empoweredhuman.love for more on how you can level up in your relationships with one of our Empowered Human intensives. Intensives understand the value of your time. Of the 3 that I offer, Walk into Courage covers a month's worth of weekly sessions in just 2 hours. Dive into Courage is a 3-day intensive that can cover up to 6 months worth of sessions. And Ascend into Courage is a year-long program to give you the skills and the network you need to level up for lifelong emotional security. When it comes to leveling up in your relationships, I got you. Head to empoweredhuman.love for more. But for now, back to the episode. Then here's my offering. Tier 1, self-awareness. I want you to write out, this may be no surprise, the things that are off in your life. That's it. If you say, Nina, that's enough. I say 5 minutes, put on the timer, just write off some things that are off in your life. That's it. You just got to write them out. Nina, I don't have to do anything about it. You don't need to do anything about it. Because why? Because you've said, I'm committing to a tier 1. I don't need to do anything more except make myself aware. 5 minutes on the timer, write down what's off in your life. That's it. Yes? Okay. If you're like, Nina, I got that. Take me to level 2. Self-knowledge. I now want you to write out some game plan options. Can you have direct change, direct control? What do you know you can change that's on that off list? Or what do you know you're going to need resources for? You're going to need supports for, okay? Start writing out potential game plans. That's your self-knowledge piece. But Nina, you're telling me I don't have to do anything about it? I don't have to actually take action? Nope, not if you're a tier 2. At tier 2, you're saying, you know what? It's good enough for today, for this moment, that I have just taken the time to explore this in this way and create a game plan to know what could change. I don't actually have to change anything. But if you are my tier 3, you are coming in hot with self-realization. You've already done the self-awareness piece. You've done the self-knowledge piece, self-realization. So when you are here, you're saying, I'm going to look at this list now of things that are off, the game plan options of what I can control or what I could reach out for resources for so that I can gain more control. And I'm going to commit to one thing. Why do I say one thing? I don't want you to burn out, y'all. You do not need to be perfect. You don't need to be perfect. But I do want to invite you to lean into your edge, get a little courageous, yes? A little courageous, and give yourself one change, one commitment, so that you can move toward that richer, more abundant life, that self-actualized, self-realizing life. Yes, you deserve it. Yes, the people around you deserve it. And I am sending you energy so that you have the courage to be able to lean in and explore it. That is what I planned for you all today. Thank you so much for listening in, for being here with me all year long. All year long. We are in season 5. We have had transitions. We've had changes. You all have been with me through motherhood, divorce, relationships, ending, beginning, all sorts of things. And I am so, so, so grateful for you all. I'm feeling a little verklempt last episode of 2023, but I am overwhelmed with gratitude for what you all have done by listening in, by sharing your thoughts, by giving me feedback. I thank you for your humanity, and I hope that I have done honor by your time in giving you what I have to offer. Thank you, my fellow empowered human community. I hope you have a wonderfully safe end to your year, and I will see you in the new one. Bye for now. It's me again, reminding you that this was a throwback episode. I hope that you were able to take something from it, even one little nugget of wisdom, and use that between this week and next week, right? The purpose of these episodes is to give you tools. It is up to you to decide whether you want to become skilled in them. You picking up what I'm putting down? So take a tool, take something, a perspective, a moment, something that works for you, and use it in your life to transform hard conversations into teachable moments. to transform the way that you play with scary moments, right? To transform your life, to help make you the most courageous, most healing oriented, most belonging person, right? No matter where you go, that you belong to yourself everywhere you go, right? Courage, healing, belonging, whatever it is that you are taking from this episode, take it with you so that you can get out there and live your most vibrant life, you beautiful human being, okay? All right, I'm signing off for now, but I'm gonna see you soon, okay? I'm gonna see you real soon. Bye for now. Thank you so much for being willing to explore healing your humanity on Empowered Human. I hope you found at least one new way to transform your worldview from powered to empowered. If you took something from the show, please take a moment of your time and subscribe to Empowered Human. And if it really nourished you, leave us a review. Your feedback helps me understand what our community needs. Not to mention, it helps others discover the empowered human life. So keep this last bit in mind. All the visual goodies come with me on Instagram at Drama Therapist Nina. Stay up to date there on upcoming episodes, behind the scenes goodness, and reels dropping knowledge. Thank you again for being part of the empowered human community. Until next time, stay curious.